Keir Starmer is facing the biggest crisis of his political career. Once seen as the poster boy for integrity and rule of law, Starmer is now drowning in controversy, with watchdogs circling and the Supreme Court reportedly taking interest. The reason? A damning series of leaked messages and undeclared luxury gifts that paint a picture of privilege, deception, and backroom dealings at the heart of the Labour Party. At the center of the scandal is Labour peer Lord Alli, who gifted Starmer over £32,000 worth of high-end clothing and designer spectacles. Shockingly, more than £16,000 of these were not declared in the required time frame. Only after scrutiny from Downing Street did Labour rush to update the records. Far from a clerical oversight, the leak of private messages between Starmer and Lord Alli reveals a deeper issue, a culture of entitlement and concealment. But the luxury gifts were only the beginning. Starmer also made use of Lord Alli's £18 million penthouse during the election campaign, citing his son's GCSE studies as the reason. The optics were dire. While many Brits struggle with rising costs, the Labour leader enjoyed elite accommodations, supposedly on behalf of the people. Even though this was declared, the contrast between his public image and private lifestyle could not be more glaring. More serious, however, are the official consequences now unfolding. The House of Lords Standards Committee has already found Lord Alli guilty of 4 breaches of parliamentary rules. While some tried to minimize the impact, the broader picture suggests systemic misconduct, where favors, donations, and access are traded behind closed doors. Now, the Supreme Court is reportedly preparing to review evidence, and public pressure is intensifying. The SNP has called for a full investigation, citing an erosion of public trust. They argue, rightly, that this scandal strikes at the heart of democratic integrity. If the leader of the opposition can accept tens of thousands in undisclosed gifts and access to multi-million-pound properties, what else might be hidden from public view? Starmer's response so far has been lackluster. He denies any wrongdoing and says Labour will now reject clothing donations. But the public sees this as too little, too late. The trust has been broken. The man once portrayed as a clean alternative now stands accused of the very corruption he vowed to eliminate. At the same time, another political storm is brewing in Greater Lincolnshire, where Andrea Jenkyns, once a Conservative, is now surging as a Reform UK candidate. Her campaign has ignited disillusioned voters who feel betrayed by both major parties. Jenkyns is defying the political establishment and gaining momentum in what could become a historic upset. Yet her rise hasn't gone unchallenged. Reports allege that Labour operatives attempted to suppress Reform UK's growth through questionable tactics, lost ballots, delayed voter registrations, and missing postal votes. Nigel Farage brought the issue to national attention, and even King Charles is said to be furious over what he reportedly views as an attack on British democracy. Efforts to block Jenkyns from running, accusing her of not residing in the area, have already failed. The Electoral Commission confirmed her eligibility, and attempts to smear her in the press have only boosted her support. Her unapologetic campaign centered on cutting government waste, restoring jobs, and defending British values is resonating. Polls show Jenkyns leading, with Labour and the Conservatives trailing. If she wins, it won't just be a personal victory. It'll signal the beginning of a rebellion against the political elite. Meanwhile, Keir Starmer's dream of becoming Prime Minister is unraveling. Investigations are expanding. Public outrage is growing. The media may try to contain the damage,